Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? We have spent a lot of time this offseason talking about the Saints and their projections. You know my feeling on them. I think with Derek Carr, he was the best option for them in 2023. I don't think he's a great option long-term because I don't think he's capable of winning a championship. I think his best days are behind him. Stunningly, last week, if you missed it, Chad Johnson, a.k.a. Chad Ochocinco, made a very bold projection for Derek Carr in 2023, where he essentially projected him to be top 5 in every statistical category this season, which would be a stunning turnaround. If Carr, it would basically be a career year for Derek Carr with those projections. We'll see if that happens. I don't believe it will, but we'll see. But as you get to this point where now free agency is behind us, draft is behind us, you've had mini camps and OTAs, and you've had roster cuts and changes and turnovers, and generally you know now what you were going into camp. And so it's fair at this point to now start to look at an offseason in total. Now, you can't really grade an offseason without the result of how it went. It's all still just speculative. So this might actually be a topic that's better suited for feigned indignance from sports talk radio guy of a random summertime list than it is actually evaluating it. But I'm just sharing this with you for the sake of evaluating another opinion, an objective opinion about the Saints offseason. I won't spoil it, but over the course of 2 days, in 2 different parts, CBS Sports ranked every NFL team's offseason from draft and free agency and salary cap and all that sort of stuff, 1 to 32. I'm not going to bury the lead. Miami Dolphins, they said, had the number 1 offseason of any NFL team, any team in the NFL as they position themselves to compete for a Super Bowl. The New Orleans Saints, they rank 27th out of 32. They did not like what the Saints did in this offseason. CBS Sports, in part, says the Saints signing of Derek Carr to a 4-year, $150 million deal has likely locked them into the NFC South title in 2023. But there's a ceiling here. That's the key part that they mention that I have said since the Saints signed Derek Carr. There's a ceiling. Are you going to win? Is your floor higher? Absolutely. With Derek Carr, your floor is higher, but your ceiling is also lower. They note uncertainty around Michael Thomas, cap issues causing you to lose your entire defensive line. Yes, you drafted Brian Brzee and Isaiah Foskey, but there's no guarantee that they're impact players right away. And spending the money you did on Jamal Williams and drafting Kendre Miller shows lack of confidence and a likely suspension for Alvin Kamara. And for a, as they put it, cap-starved team like New Orleans, that money could have been spent at higher positions of value rather than running back. Okay. And what was interesting is the final line is the Saints roster, it says the Saints roster is stacked up like a house of cards for 2023, but it could come tumbling down in 2024. Okay. I want to be clear about something again. I am good with the house of cards tumbling down in 2024 if you win a championship in 2023. This is what the Saints have been doing for almost a decade now. Almost a decade, this is what they've been doing. They have been full bore to win now because that's what they were trying to do with Drew Brees. What can we do to give us the best chance to win a Super Bowl this year? Not building for it, win it now. And as Brees got older, that became more and more urgent. And now Brees is gone, and they're still doing it. We've been over that. That's not any new talking point. It's something we've all talked about a ton. So if you're the Saints and you're going to continue doing this in this perpetual win now mode, I'm fine with it collapsing next year if you win this year. The problem is they don't win this year. And that's been the perpetual problem now for a decade. Tampa did it with Tom Brady. They won their Super Bowl. Nobody in Tampa is complaining. Tampa is going to stink this year. They have completely fire-sailed the whole thing. Tampa is going to suck. the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are relying on some combination of Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask in 2023. They are going to suck. Might be the worst team in the NFL. In fact, they're hoping they're the worst team in the NFL so they can draft Caleb Williams next year or Drake May. But he got himself a ring, didn't he? Sure did. So they're good with it. The Denver Broncos haven't made the playoffs in a decade. They went all in with Peyton Manning. Went to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them. Got himself a ring. The Rams. Matthew Stafford might be cooked. That thing might be done. Sean McVay almost retired. Probably will. They're probably done winning there. But they got their ring. That's what's been elusive for the Saints. So I'm good. If the whole thing comes tumbling down in 2024 and the Saints bottom out, fine. If they get a Super Bowl this year. The problem is I don't think they're going to do that. So I'm okay with that, provided you get the result that you want. They just haven't been able to get that result. Here's the good thing for New Orleans. There is good news. I told you the Saints, they graded as the 27th best offseason. 1-32, Saints were 27. Tampa Bay, who's completely tanking, they had graded as 26th. So Tampa was 26. I mentioned the Saints were 27. And guess who came one spot after the Saints at 27? The Dirty Birds at 28. So the rest of your division stinks too. Had an awful offseason, except for the Carolina Panthers, who they've ranked 11th, having the 11th best offseason this past year. By far the best out of any team in the division, which a lot of you didn't like when I said this, but it's true. I love what Carolina did. I mean, I hate it because it's Carolina, but 10,000-foot view, objectively, black and gold sunglasses on, just what their approach to this offseason, they went and got an offensive-minded coach. They got their franchise. They traded up, got their franchise quarterback. They already started rebuilding their defense a year ago. They've added pieces like DJ Chark, Adam Thielen. They've supplemented on both sides of the ball, and that's a team that, if the rookie quarterback plays well this year, could actually challenge and might win this division. So I hate that Carolina did it, but I get why they're ranked where they are. Again, you're looking at objective outside views, looking at the whole NFL and how this went. So Saints have a lot to prove. They're just going to have to answer a lot of questions to the affirmative. Can Michael Thomas play 17 games? If yes, offense could be really good. Can your offensive line stay intact? If yes, yeah, your offense can be pretty good. Can Brian Brzee and Isaiah Foskey have really good rookie seasons? If yes, maybe the loss of David Onyemata and Shai Tuttle and Kentavious Street, Marcus Davenport, like maybe that Caden Ellis, maybe it's not as impactful. Maybe. Don't know. Chances are some of those will be answered to the affirmative, and some aren't going to go well. So you generally fall somewhere in the middle of those expectations, which is why the Saints are projected to win 9 games. They'll probably win a bad division at 9-8 and get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Or maybe this house of cards holds up and they get into the playoffs and go on a great run with favorable matchups and manage to win it like the Giants did back in 2007 as a wildcard team when they beat the 17-0 Patriots. 18-0. I would love that. I don't know if I believe it will happen. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.